Okay, I'm gonna make some pancakes from scratch. First thing I'm gonna do is put these bacon in the oven. 400 for who knows, till they cook. Okay, we're gonna really got a recipe here, but as long as you know the general idea of what you're doing, you'll be alright. Now all I have is this much milk. Maybe it's almost a cup, I'm not sure. Get a glass. Usually the recipes for pancakes, the ones I've seen, especially when I was growing up, there'd be like 1 cup milk, 1 cup flour. Oh shit, that's a lot of milk. It's a little more than I anticipated, actually. Pour this back in real quick. That would be like 1.5 cups, I would say, or maybe 1.25 cups. Pour this back in. I didn't realize I had that much milk. Alright. Well, the reason I was pouring in this glass because I was going to kind of, well, let's see. You'll see. Okay. Let's do the dry stuff first. Forget the milk. I think we got enough milk. I wasn't sure. So the thing is, you gotta have a very similar amount of milk and similar amount of milk and flour. Yeah. So when I was, like I said, when I was growing up, they always said, 1 cup milk, 1 cup flour. And usually it's about, and if you do 1 cup milk, 1 cup flour, you do 1 egg. That's generally what you do. That's the basics. And it's usually a good idea to get all the dry stuff put together separately and the wet stuff, so you could really mix it well. Because if you get the wet stuff that starts clumping together, then you may not get a good mix. You could, but it's safer this way. So let me go here. Alright, that's pretty much, looks good, I think. Cup of flour, or it's a mug, whatever that is. Okay. And then let's see, get a spoon here. And then you want to add oops, jeez, maybe your blood sugar's low, falling over like that. Oh, don't worry, we got sugar right here. This should help. There's a big old spoon of sugar. That should be good. So you put a little sugar to give it a sweet note. And then we're gonna need some baking powder. Now the baking powder obviously makes it rise a little bit, gives it a fluffiness. I'm guessing like a teaspoon or so, maybe a little bit more. Should be good. So actually, I've seen some recipes that use baking soda too to get a combination. So get a little bit of baking soda in there too. So a little baking soda and a little baking powder. And then of course you need salt. You think some people don't know how to cook. They don't realize that you gotta have salt in everything. And I'm thinking 1/2 teaspoon for that amount. Sounds about right. So we got the salt, the sweetness, and the baking powder and baking soda. And then we're gonna give it a nice stir. Got my fork here, I'm just kind of tossing it around. Maybe I should get a spoon instead, I don't know. Really can get the stuff on the bottom. Stir it around good. Alright, so that's the dry stuff. We got the dry stuff there. Let's just put this over here for a second. Let's see, you don't want to be turning on the frying pan right now. Get that thing warmed up. Put it at medium heat while we're doing that. While that's waiting for that. Where did I put that mug? Okay. So, since we did a mug of flour, we're gonna do a mug of milk. All right, hold on. Before we do that, let me whip my egg real quick. Okay. No, that wasn't a great crack. I got all these eggshells everywhere. Professionals over here. Holy crap, that was a horrible egg crack. Oh well. It's gotta be, and before I actually whip that egg, I'm getting, damn, there's eggshells everywhere. That's the worst eggshell crack I've ever done in my life. Before I do that, let me actually get some butter. Get about 2 tablespoons. I'm feeling good today. Yeah, 2 tablespoons. I think maybe you get like a tablespoon for every cup of flour. That would be a good idea. That's like a tablespoon and a half. I'm gonna put it in the microwave and there you go. Just for a few seconds. It'll melt really quick. I'm gonna pause for a minute, so I gotta go stop it real quick. Go get it. Guess it takes a little longer. Let me get that butter. Here's the butter. It's like, I don't know if you could see, there's still a little bit in there, but I think it's gonna, maybe it'll melt. I don't want to cook it and burn it. I think it'll melt by the time I need it. Okay, so we're gonna put the milk in here, right? We want to get it up to the rim. So I'm gonna pour some milk. Like I said, I hope I have enough. Oh shit, I thought that was, maybe, you know what, I should have done it the way I was gonna do it earlier. Anyways, you always want to have a little less milk than flour, and that makes your batter a little thicker. How much less? This is my new idea. The egg less. So you put the egg in there, and that will be the difference of how much less milk you're putting in. Oh my gosh. Okay. So as you can see, I was gonna just eyeball it. Okay, so I'm a little short on milk. No worries. All right, well, it's not too bad. So we're just gonna put a little bit of water in there. It's okay. But anyways, like I said, if you put a little less milk, it makes your batter thicker. And my idea was to fill this up to the top with milk, but also having the egg in there, and the egg would be the difference of what we're looking for. Anyways, let's just pour this in here really quick. Huh. Okay. These are very similar in size, apparently. So that's the milk and the egg, and a little water. That's not what we normally want. Let's get a little bit of vanilla here for flavor. Okay. Just a little bit. Little tiny capful. So we got the vanilla flavor. We got this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try this thing too. I'm gonna try and put this over here for a second. I'm gonna shred. I've done it before with lemon and orange zest, and it's really good. I've never tried it with grapefruit zest, so this is gonna be something different. Okay, then I got a little more here. All right, so this is gonna be interesting. Let me check on this. I got a little bit of egg still there. Come on, get that drip in there. And let's get this. Let's get this in here too. I don't know. Yeah, it should be fine. It smells good though. Just okay. Get that in there. Let me get this butter here. Okay, the butter is. Let's mix that in there too. Okay, good little stir. Okay, and that's the wet. And then here's the dry. Okay, and now we're just gonna go and mix all this together. There's another trick you can do too, is that you get the egg and you separate the egg whites and the egg yolks. And the egg whites, you really whip them hard, and it gets a lot of air. It gets really fluffy, and that makes them really, really good too. Just make sure you mix this nice and good. Let's see. Well, that batter is looking good though. Ain't gonna lie. This is some solid batter here. Alright. Alright, let's take a pause, and I'm gonna go rinse this stuff here real quick. I'll let that pan heat up a little bit more, and then we'll meet up at the pan. Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, the first pancake was always kind of weird. It came off a little weird. Like it wouldn't cook right. And then after that, they'd all come out pretty good. And then what I learned somewhere, that it just means the pan has too much oil. So I think that's gonna, we'll see. I wiped off some of that oil. I didn't even oil it. Well, I kind of like put a little oil earlier because I was cleaning it. All right, you're supposed to get like a quarter cup. All I have is this big fat spoon. That should be good. Let's see, this big old spoon here, see. Okay, they look good. All right, let me go check on this bacon real quick. Looking good, looking good. Okay, this is gonna, so once you get a bunch of bubbles everywhere, then you know you're ready to flip it. And they're popping on the edges. All right, it's looking good. I should get a plate. Stack these up like a spatula. Okay. This one here, plastic plate. It's bubbling a little bit. Okay. Still a little wet. The pan might not have been hot enough. Come on, come on. Yeah, sometimes that first one. I think another trick is you put just a small amount. You make a tiny pancake, like a testing pancake. That's probably the way to go. Because if you flip it too early, it will be a big mess. It'll fall apart. Yeah. Pancakes. I leave my butter out. Let's leave it out here, close to the heat. And I'll turn it around, pick up some of the heat from the oven too. It'll soften it up and be easier to spread. I'm gonna try to flip it. It's a little early. I understand that. Just be very careful if you try this. Oh, look at that. That looks beautiful. So that is true. You gotta make sure it's oiled, but not too oiled. And that first one, if it comes out all white, usually it comes out white. It doesn't have that nice brown. It's because it was too old. And then once I flipped it, it rose a little bit. Oh, that's nice and thick. It's about half an inch. Nice and fluffy. Looks good. Just gotta keep an eye on this butter. Don't leave it here too long. Oh man, that is looking good. Okay. It's probably ready. Let me flip it over. It's a little. Should be good. Okay, we'll get this one here. Give it a stir. Okay, let it drip a little bit. And here we go. Another one. Let's do another one. Let's see, how much batter do I got? So I guess I'm eating pancakes for a couple of days. Okay, you know what? I should put a little butter on my pancake. It's not too soft yet. It's hotter over here. There's like a little hole where it releases some of the heat from the oven. Apparently all ovens have a little hole to release the heat, the pressure. Otherwise they can explode. Didn't know that. And this hole's back here, so it's like really hot back here. It's actually pretty good if you know that. You can keep things warm without actually having a burner on. It's extra hot there. Good to know. I'm into this bacon. Let's turn it off. Okay. Man, these pancakes. I gotta take a little test. Alright. So like I always said, use the good stuff. Where's the knife? Alright, let me get a little bit of this butter here. Oh man, it's melting on the bottom. Alright, a little butter. Spread this butter around over here. Spread some butter. Then I'm going to cut this bad boy. Got it. I should probably use a fork to help me. There we go. 4 little pieces. Big pieces. Oh, a fork. I need a fork. Oh, I'm going to flip this one. I don't know. Ooh, man, that looks good. Here's a fork. Okay. And then use some organic pure maple syrup. None of that fake corn syrup, artificial stuff you get at the grocery store. Okay, and then just pour some syrup on there. So these are fluffy pancakes. Oh man, look at that. Oh, soaking up all that syrup. Let's see. It's a really good maple syrup. The butter's good, fluffy, perfect taste. And there's just a little hint. That grapefruit zest, it just gives it a little special hint. Mixed with the vanilla and everything. It's a treat. It's a very special treat. You gotta try this. Alright. I'm gonna go and finish this. Catch you later.